think I'm about to flip on some documentaries, man, on YouTube and just read up on some ancient shit. It doesn't have to be ancient, man. It might be something more modern. Maybe a combination thereof. Not certain at this point. Just kind of look for some shit randomly. I say random, but it's more pseudo-randomness than anything. By the way, man, I'm One Sir Grove, OSGOE. That's right, One Sir Grove of EVT and England. Out of here in the far east of the United States. Oh yeah. Yep. It's 0300, slightly after 3 a.m. It's like 3:11. It's not like, well, no. The atomic clock says 3:12 now. So yeah, man. Yeah, I don't smoke cigars or smoke tobacco products anymore. No, I'm tobacco free, man. I had to kick the habit. It's a fucking terrible habit. My time is better utilized studying aeronautical maps, charts, because I'm learning how to fly. Yeah, when I was a kid, man, I had these really bizarre dreams, man. And I figured out, man, as an adult, what they mean. So, gotta learn how to fly. Yes, I do. Have you ever heard of someone? His name is Joseph McMoneagle. You ever heard of Joseph McMoneagle? Oh, well, if you haven't, it's an interesting read. You should read up on Mr. Moneagle. Read his books. They're definitely eye openers, to say the least. Yeah, one of the documentaries that I saw, it was a trip, man. If I recall correctly, Mr. McMoneagle had been in was it Vietnam? Don't quote me on that. You know, the Mandela effect is weird, man. Shit gets moved around. But he'd been in some, like, combat zone, theater of war, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Out of country, Oconus, assigned somewhere, station. And he became incredibly ill. He was very sick. At least, if I recall correctly. This information's like from 10 years ago. And so he also, in addition to becoming very ill, he started to, and this is a true story, this isn't made up, this isn't a movie, this is a real thing. He started to experience something very strange. Very strange. In that, similar to deja vu, or some might even say alter vu, he could see frames of reality in advance of the future. So in other words, he was seeing the future. Like, he could see some distance into the future. Like a door would open or something, and then it would, like, happen. I don't want to give you wrong examples, but, I mean, I don't know how someone can, you know what I mean? But it was like something like that. It was like that. Like little things here and there that would then happen. Now, I'm assuming that for the average person that would be a little disturbing. Well, he was seeing the actual future. So, he was talking to some folks, you know, in the military, infirmary, some psychologists, and he tells them what's going on. Just being honest, like, I don't know how this is happening. I mean, who could possibly know, like, how this is happening? But this is what is happening to me. And they were like, okay, interesting. Well, sorry that you're feeling ill. And we hope that you get better soon. Yeah, so you can see the future. Interesting. Very interesting. Now, in the civilian world, if someone told a psychologist that, he or she could see little tiny glimpses, just little things here and there of the future, and that they would occur. A lot of psychologists and psychiatrists are just stupid people. They're quite medieval in terms of what they believe they know, and they're very skeptical, very dismissive, and you see it all the time. I do. I'll give you an example. Alien encounters. So many fucking stupid ass psychologists. They will they'll dismiss any type of alien encounter, because in their brains, and their stupid brains, they think that aliens are totally fictitious, complete works of fiction. And these stupid fucking psychologists go to great lengths to downplay any such notion. Oh, well, you see, the thing is it's called escapism, and it's a part of the brain. It's like from the dinosaur days. Now, I understand humans didn't exist around the time of the dinosaurs, or so we've been told. Maybe that's not true either, but the point is, it's a fight or flight mechanism, and it's a coping mechanism. It's a way for humans to cope with something traumatic or some other life event, blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. They're so stupid. They're so goddamn stupid. Well, Freud, because, in the Sigmund Freud and the cocaine, and he had thoughts of, like, having incest with his mom, so that's how we came up with modern psychology. These people have no clue, dude. None. Zero. So you have all these stupid fucking psychologists making up all this shit to downplay the existence of aliens. And they go to such great lengths to downplay any type of actual alien interaction. Well, guess what? Flash forward 100 years. 100 years beyond medieval human psychiatry, quackery, and the U.S. military finally admits to the existence of aliens and UFOs. Now that our U.S. government has admitted to the existence of UFOs, UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena, for those of you who aren't hip yet, for those of you who aren't up on the jargon yet, UFO has been superseded by UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena. So now that the U.S. Gov has let the cat, that is our, by the way, U.S. Gov, if you're U.S. citizen, U.S. citizen, now that our Gov has let the cat out the bag, and ufologists have finally been vindicated because they've been right and correct all along, is what I'm saying. And no, I'm not drinking any alcoholic beverages tonight. I'm fucking sober. This is not beer. It's not liquor. It's just like the fucking movies. So I was like, wait, hold on now. I'm not going to go there. No, it's not alcohol. Okay. I'm totally sober at 3:20 a.m. You might be like, Grove, why? Usually, like, you're totally, like, loaded, man. You're usually, like, boozing. Not always. For entertainment purposes. I'm really not a boozer. I just play it up as part of my act. No, I'm being serious. I'm not really a boozer. I couldn't have been a college honor student if I were a big boozer. I mean, I used to party and drink, dude, with the crew all the time. And yeah, I have been known to get loaded, but secretly, I'm like two different people. There are people who think that I booze, and those people have no idea the other shit that I do that doesn't include booze. So in their minds, I'm this one guy. They have no idea that I'm actually another guy. You know what I mean? Ha So, yeah. Because, see, man, I'm really an investigator of alien phenomena. You know what I mean? That's really what I do. Real world X-Files type shit. I'm just saying, someone has to study parallel universes, man. Someone has to study this shit out here. You know what I'm saying? Time slips, time anomalies. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. So, I'm just saying, parallel universes, researcher, got to get to the bottom of it, man, to the truth of it all, the deeper truth, man. That's what we're here for. Anyway, oh man. So any fucking way, yeah, so these stupid fucking psychologists, for all of these decades, they were telling people that they were crazy. Well, the U.S. military comes out and reveals that the people were not crazy at all. I mean, there's always going to be some kooks, man, some fucking loons, some, like, people who are just making up shit, but a lot of the reports, man, about alien abductions and shit like that, they're absolutely for real. And I've seen the data. Oh, yeah. So, and I've had my own experiences, too. I'm just saying, I mean, you know, humans are experimented on, man, by alien extraterrestrials. And I've encountered some shit. I've seen some shit. A lot of people have, man. So, you know, I already know what's up, man, and I know what I saw. So, oh, and yeah, I reported it just in case you want to know. I it's been reported, and it's on record. It's on record with It's on record. So anyway, so these psychologists, man, they think they know what they're talking about, right? And they go to all these lengths to, like, downplay a real world phenomenon. And in hindsight, looking back, it's like, God, they're so stupid, man. They're just so arrogant. They think they know all this shit. And for you can see the interviews. Oh, it was a trick of the light, and it's an optical illusion. You see, the thing is like, there are no aliens, and, like, we haven't encountered them yet. Like, they fucking know. Like, these stupid fucking humans, like, no. These stupid psychologists. Yeah, see, the thing is, we've never really been in contact with, like, aliens, not yet. And since that's the case, when people, with their stories of abduction, it's all just a hallucination. It's something that the brain does, and you can see it in near-death experiences. The same thing, blah, 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 blah. And they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. Because as it turns out, it's all real. And they were all wrong. So, now that the U.S. military has admitted to the existence of aliens and UFOs, UAPs, and that information isn't being hidden anymore, you have to think. You have to think, well, okay, so these psychologists and psychiatrists, They really don't know how the human mind works, but they pretend like they do. They really don't know how the human mind works. They'll blab about some shit because a lot of them are fucking quacks. You know, they'll read from some, like, canon of, like, psychology, and there's, like, some shit that seems pretty, like, accurate, but a lot of shit, they still have no fucking clue. They have no idea. And that's why there's the brain mapping program, which is equivalent to the human genome project when we map the human genome. Same thing, man, taking place right now. NIH is the human the brain mapping program. They want to know how they want to map the brain in a way that it's never been mapped. And the reason they want to do that is because they really honestly don't know how the human mind works. They really, truly, honestly don't know how the human mind works. They pretend, okay? They pretend. That's how they get their fucking paychecks. Making up shit. Making it up as they go. So, yeah. So, Russell Targ, SRI, Stanford Research Institute. Lasers, optics, physics. The Real World Stargate Program. Joseph McMoneagle and Ingo Swann. Wow. Mind-blowing, mind-bending. I mean, man, the CIA tasked, Ingo Swann was standing out in front of a Russian embassy, physically outside the embassy, like not even touching the embassy, like outside the gates, using his human mind to erase tapes like recording tapes, to erase tapes inside a Russian embassy. Using his human mind to erase tapes inside a Russian embassy. He was tasked by the CIA to do that. I mean, the stuff, oh my God. When you find out that multi-space, the multiverse are real, when you see the hard evidence, man, there's no turning back. I mean, you can't really just figure out that there are parallel Earths and copies of us and really truly know and understand that. Copies of ourselves in other universes. You can't really just kind of like be like, okay, I get it, and then just kind of like go on with your, I mean, you're forever, man, it's a paradigm shift. And once you figure it out, then you're like, wait, well then what else is there? You know, all right, so there are parallel universes, and they do differ, you know, slightly, and from one another, and so like, how does it all work? Like, what's outside of that? Like, who's behind it? You know, how is all this working? When you look at documents that are declassified, and you see and hear about other sections that are to this day classified. I mean, look at just like Ingo Swann knew. He knew that there was a ring around Jupiter before the U.S. government knew. The reason, like, he knew that there was, everyone knew that there was a ring around Saturn. He's the one who figured out that there was a ring around Jupiter before our U.S. government knew that there was actually a ring around Jupiter. Before we had satellites in space to see what we can see now, Ingo Swann knew, because he left his body. His mind energy traveled out into the multiverse. And he saw Jupiter. He also saw Mars. He saw ancient bases and functioning, working operational facilities like power plants and dwellings and domed city structures, because Mars isn't what our government tells you it is. Mars isn't what people are led to believe. Mars is operational. There's stuff on Mars of a highly technological nature. And Ingo Swann knew it. And the other thing that's really, really interesting about when he remote viewed Mars, there was a presence, that there was another observer watching him. There was something that knew that he was there. His mind energy, when it traveled to Mars, his mind energy was observed by some other entity that knew that he was there. That's really interesting as well. So the Real World Stargate program, Joseph McMoneagle, Ingo Swann, Russell Targ. I mean, the stuff that these guys did, I mean, not only is a lot of it to this day still highly classified, I mean, man, I've seen some of it. And when Joseph McMoneagle talks about how one night they had been out, believe they'd been out drinking. They were at a restaurant, bar, and he talks about this alien craft, because that's the thing about other dimensions. Once you get close, once you figure it out, there's something out here in this universe. There are other observers that know that you know, and then things start to get even weirder, like stranger. So he, was at he was in the Stargate program, which was connected to the Defense Intelligence Agency and Fort George Meade, and so advanced beings out here in this universe, they know that he's at this base because they can see him. He can be seen in hyperspace, and they know that his mind energy is leaving his human physical shell body, and it's traveling out into space time, and they know that. They followed him one night. He said, man, that this craft that he saw, that they observed, and it wasn't just him, it was a group of people. He said it could fold and bend in and out of space-time. Like, it could literally, like, it looks solid, like, to the feel, right, to the touch, but it folded out of space-time. Like, it literally just, like, and, like, folded. Now, when you read the CIA declassified document regarding the holographic real-world matrix universe, and also you see documentary information regarding the Greys, the Zeta Reticulans, and how they will levitate out of a home, like a person's home. They will levitate a human being through a wall, like what appears to be impossible, which is to move through a wall. They will levitate a human through what appears to be physical dwelling. Now, how do they do that? How do they do that? How do they levitate humans through these structures the way they do? Well, if you read the CIA's document, which is also regarding Fort Meade and remote viewing and human consciousness matrix, the human consciousness matrix, it's discussed, and it's all right there in here, and you can read it, and it explains it in depth, because the physical universe that surrounds us, well, it's here, but it's not as solid as some people think that it is what I was searching for, and what I meant to say. It's not as solid. I mean, tactile, sense-wise, like to the touch, yeah, it's physical. It's definitely here in some way, right? But what does here mean, and where is here? I know some people are like, come on, Grove, that's just a little That's a little much, man. You're talking very, very philosophically, just very hypothetically. No, I'm really not. I'm citing the actual CIA documentation that says that what appears to be solid, I mean, it's not really. And when you figure that out, then it's like, all right, well, then what is this? Well, they even go on to tell you what it is. Oscillating energy fields is what it is. Oscillating energy fields. And what do they say? A human cell vibrates at 10 to the third. What is it? 10 to the third hertz? Is that what it is? 10 to the third hertz? I don't have the document in front of me, but something like that. Don't quote me on that. A human biological cell, according to the information I read earlier tonight, it's something like that. It resonates. It vibrates to a frequency of like 10 to the 30 hertz. So the human brain is supposed to be a hologram that receives data from the larger hologram, the holographic universe. And so the holographic universe, it emanates, that is, it transmits holographic information, data. And the human brain is a hologram that also receives that transmission from basically like the main computer, if you will, which is the universe. The universe itself is, according to this information presented by the CIA, the universe is a machine. It's basically a supercomputer. The universe that we observe, that we see with our naked eyes, it's according to the CIA document, it's really a massively complex holographic machine. So that means that it's not random and someone or something built it. Probably, like I always say, zillions of eons ago. So, what we were told about timelines, like the Earth has been here for 13.7, some people say 13.8 billion years. Well, even Stephen Hawking, before he passed, I mean, he asked a logical question. Well, how can it be that there's only this one universe? I mean, what happened before 13.8 billion years ago? If this universe came into existence 13.7 or 13.8 billion years ago, what was before this universe? What was here? Stephen Hawking even went so far as to say, well, there had to be something else, because you can't have nothing. You just can't. You can't have nothing. There is no such thing. And I've often said that. There is no such thing as nothing. And now that's the consensus. That's what people say in science. That's what we as scientists say, is that there really is no such thing as nothing. Even in what appears to be empty space are particles in that empty space. And within those particles, other spaces, and it goes on. And so there's always something. There's always something. There can't be nothing. There has to be something. So that's what we discuss, and these are all facts. They're all facts.